Howdy folks, this is Justro at Metcalf Mills. I'm bringing to you Storytime Tuesday. I've got a good story for you today. It's a precious story, and it describes one of the most abundant blessings, and that's blessings with a S, more than one, that I've ever had in my life. I hope you enjoy it. Folks, today I wanted to tell you about my friends. And I've got a handful of good friends, and I'm thankful for every one of them. And I ain't thankful for them because of what they do or have done for me. I'm thankful for them because I know they're really my friends. And you don't have to be somebody's friend to do something for them. But when you do something for them and you're your friend and you are their friend, it kind of compounds that friendship and that love, and it compounds it, and it's different. I'll start with, and I may have talked about bits and pieces of this in times before, but I just want to kind of go over it with you. And some of you may not know the story, some of you may, but I'm just going to go over the whole thing. It's been about a year and probably about 14 months since I met Billy down at Permapasture's farm. 14 or 15 months. And then later on I met his wife, Michelle, and their son, William. And then later on the rest of some of their family. And during that time was right in the middle of when I was taking care of my dad, who was sick, and just lost my mother in February before that. And it's just like sometimes, you know, you go through things in life, and there'll be somebody come into your life at just the perfect time, you know, and they're needed. And I know that's God's way of helping us, you know. And these people are like angels sometimes. They just come into your life right at the time you need them, and there ain't no words can do that justice, you know, just what it is. And so I met Billy and William and Michelle down at Permapastures, and they got to be good friends. And, you know, we started doing things together, working and helping each other a little bit. I feel like they helped me a lot more than I've helped them, but Billy always says, "Oh, we don't keep score." But right at that time, I guess probably the hardest year of my life, and then you got some friends that you meet, and they just glad I ain't on that school bus. you get meet friends, and sometimes it's just a perfect time. And last year was a year of loss. We lost my mother and daddy both that year, and in that loss we gained some dear friends, and it just shows you the circle of life, how you lose and then you gain, and so on and so on. And when you find good friends like that, it helps to fill the empty spot in you a whole lot, and it helps you, you know, to go on and endure. I mean, good friends are just a treasure. And they know that it was a hard time for us, and they'd do everything they could to help. Michelle would, Lord, I don't know how many meals and snacks and whatnot she fixed for us over that period of time, and just cared for us and helped us. And you know, even at holidays, when I was sick at Thanksgiving last year and then sick at Christmas, and it was nice just to go down and sit with them and visit with them, and during that hard time, because I was here at the house all the time, you know, and taking care of Daddy, and it was just, I mean, the perfect time for that, to have that, you know, come into our life. And during this time, I want to tell you about some other friends that I met through Billy and William. At the time, when it got pretty bad with Daddy there, I was up and down a lot, not getting hardly any sleep and rest, and wore out. And William had mentioned before that he had some people that he knew that might be able to help if we needed. And when he said that, I thought, no, I won't do that. I'll be all right. It'll be all right. And then it got to a point that I realized that my strength, I guess, was failing me. I was just so wore out, and I finally, I guess you could say, laid down some of my foolish pride and said, William, if you can ask these people if they could help me for a day or two, I'd really appreciate it. He said, I'll do it. And it wasn't just a little while, my phone rung, and somebody named James was on the other end. And I told him a little bit. We didn't talk but just a few minutes, and I told him a little bit about what was going on and this and that, and he said, well, let me check on some things here and I'll get back with you. And a little while later I heard back from him, and he said, we'll be on the way. We'll see you tomorrow, I think it was. And this was late that night. We'll be on the way tomorrow sometime. So the next day, these people pull up and they get out and come in the house, and it's James and Ashley. And it's their business. It's their business to know how to take care of somebody that's sick. They know how to help, and they know that. They know how to help a friend. And they come in and they looked over everything, and as friends that I didn't ever seen before in my life, and they went over all these things with me that I was doing so they would know what was what. And when they got done, they started kind of talking, and you know, there's two of them, so they know how to work together and do what they needed to do, and they started making a plan for each other, and I knew that Dad would be all right, and he was in good hands, being looked after, and I had peace. And they said, Justin, you need to go lay down and rest. You need to go rest. And I went and laid down, and I went right to sleep and slept all night. It's the first good sleep I'd had in a long time, and I had peace because I could tell these people, they cared very much about what they was doing and what needed to be done. And they said, if anything changed with you, Dad, we'll come wake you up. And I knew that, and I had peace, and I was able to go rest. And it wouldn't, but I think a couple more days, and that's when Daddy died. It was a couple days after that, 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly. But they was here off and on, switching out, helping me, and just and they didn't do it for any gain for theirself. They didn't do it to gain nothing. They done it because that's the kind of people they are, and that's they care about. You know, they care. They're two of the sweetest people I've ever seen in my life, and I'm thankful for them. Thankful for their friendship. And when you reach a place in your life, and that was it for me, it's about as far as you can go. It's a hard place. You reach that place, and people, they stop on their way to help you. There ain't no words for it. You just can't explain that. And it wasn't just picking you up, walking on the side of the road and giving you a ride, or getting something off a grocery shelf for you that you couldn't reach, or nothing like that. It was things that was very, very, very inconvenient to somebody's life. But when somebody's got the heart of a friend and they got love in their heart, they don't think twice about something like that. That's just, and I'm not saying just everybody around, if they don't do everything for you like that, they don't have love in their heart. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about my life and the people that's come into my life in the last year to help, and right when I needed it, you know. And I wish I had better words for you, but if you don't know these people, it's James and Ashley, and their YouTube channel is Strand Farm, S-T-R-A-N-D Farm. And I'll put a link to their channel down in the description of this video, and if you don't know them, you need to go check them out, because just like I've described them, you'll be blessed by watching them and what they're doing, and the way they're homesteading. You'll get a blessing out of it. We lost Daddy in November, and at the time I hadn't known them but probably about 5 or 6 months, I guess it was. And these people I'm talking about are Billy and Michelle and William down at Perma Pastures Farm and the rest of their family there. They're all sweet, precious people. You need to check them out if you don't know them. That's Perma Pastures Farm on YouTube's. And they're all special. And they put their heart into what they do, and it shows, all of them. And Daddy, he had a kind of a special request. It's kind of an old tradition here in the mountains. He didn't want to be took nowhere. He didn't want to go to the hospital and die. He didn't want to go to the, nursing home or rest home and die. He wanted to be at home in his last days. And I told him a long time ago that I'd try my best to see that that's how it was. And we made it. And he got what he wanted. And he said, "Just if you'll just let me lay in my bed till you put me in my box." And he wanted me to build his box, and I did. I built him a casket, and he said, "If you can just leave me in my bed and put me in my box," he said that was his request to me, and that's what we done. And I couldn't physically move him by myself from his bed through out to his box. I couldn't do that. The box, you couldn't get into the bedroom. And so here's Billy and William. And I expressed, to Billy, I guess, I can't do this by myself. He said, "You just tell us what we need to do." And, I didn't know these people but for a few months, and here they come right at this time in my life that I just needed them, and there they was. And they helped me with Dad. We carried him out and put him in his box I built for him, and they was the only people that could help me do that. At that time and place, the way everything was, that was it. And then they helped every other way that they could, and then later on, about the 18th day of December, I got sick. And I guess it was that virus, I don't know, but it was bad, whatever it was. And I was at home for a few days, and I was too sick to do anything. And Billy said, "Y'all just come on down to the house and you stay down here where we can look after you." And that kind of defies any logic that you've ever heard of. I mean, hear people say all the time, "If you're sick, stay away. Don't get close to me." But with them, it's no, come down here where we can look after you till you get better and able to take care of yourself. And I guess it's near 2 weeks. I don't remember exactly. That was a hard time for remembering things, and we stayed down there. They opened up their home and took care of us and done everything they could to try to get us better, and did get me better. They gave me what I needed, and I got better. And I mean, I just don't know no words for them. I just don't have words for that, and how you care about people like that. It's just amazing, really, to think about it. And I just mainly wanted to reflect and recognize the value of friends like that. And like I said, it's not because of what they done, it's because of what they done as a true friend. I mean, you know, like I said, you can do nice things and help people, and you don't have to be their friend to do that, but when you are, it just compounds it. And I'm just want to say how thankful I am. And I've got, you know, we've got several friends that we think the world of and love and appreciate. And today I just wanted to reflect on these friends because of the relationship we've had and what life has brought our way and how they handled it. And it's still amazing to me. And it don't seem like it, but I hope that I can be a valuable friend to them. And that way, one day, just, you know, when you do things like that, Billy says, oh, we don't keep score. When you do things like that, it's, and that's not all. I mean, I could list a lot more than that. That's not all, by no means, but it's a lot. And I'm very, very thankful for God's blessings on us with friends like that. I hope you all, if you not have, I hope you do have at least one friend that priceless and that kind of a treasure. I hope you do. And if you don't have one, be one. Hit that like button if you will. Subscribe if you ain't already. Tell your friends about me. I want to give a big holler out on this video to my buddy Patty over in Ireland. He watches us over in Ireland and over in the old country, and we hear from him once in a while, and I want to recognize him on this video. Hope you're doing good, Patty. This is Justro at Metcalf Mills. I look forward to seeing you next time.